Te quiero sentir, sabes que me muero por ti, y que tú te mueres por mí, así que no hay más nada que decir. Yo soy loco cuando lo mueves, por encima de mí. All right, good morning, beautiful people, and welcome to our first hangout of April, Sunday, April 3rd hangout. Anyone pull a really good April Fool's Day joke on them? No? The librarian at my school had so many people convinced that she had bought a puppy and brought it to school and it had escaped. And so there were like kids searching for the puppy and teachers searching for there was no puppy. I knew right away that she was lying. And I was looking at her, I'm like, you don't have a dog. If you had a dog, you would have showed us your dog when you first came in the morning. There's no dog here. So we were laughing, but she had some people going on that. So, couple of announcements this morning as we kick off our April hangout. For those of you that do not have your super weekend tickets yet, the Vancouver event is almost sold out. So if you're gonna go, it's on Saturday, April 23rd in Vancouver. Well, I think it's in Burnaby actually, Kensington Annex or something like that. And from 10 to 2 on that Saturday. So would love to see you there. For those of you that are local, you'll want to get your tickets soon because it's running out. So if you are local, you go to the Facebook group, Vancouver Beachbody Coaches. In that Facebook group, you scroll down, I think it's like the third post, and it'll show like a super weekend thing. And then it takes you to a link to Eventbrite. And then from Eventbrite, you just buy your ticket. So that's number one. Number two is that for many of us, we're starting the gut health program on the 11th, which means that starting tomorrow is kind of like a prep week where we're going to go through and get things kind of figured out. Max was going to do some research on like meal plans and recipes, especially for like someone like me when I don't care if I eat the same thing 2 or 3 days in a row. I'm totally fine with that. No, just to keep things simple. So hopefully we can share those. And then the last thing was end of April is your summit recognition, right? So I think it's April 28th, whatever rank you are on April 28th is what you will be recognized at summit as. And speaking of summit, of course, please make sure that you have your tickets. I know that it's hard for some people to get themselves there, but I can promise you it is worth every single penny, every single minute. It will completely and totally change your life. As Marina just said, it's on sale right now, which isn't for much longer from my understanding. So, and then one more announcement I wanted to quickly talk about is the bike. So April 11th, that $510 promo is gone. And we were told on the Success Club trip that over the next like 5 or 6 months, the price of the bike is going to go up significantly. So it's not going to stay at whatever it is, like $1,800 or something like that plus tax. It's not staying at that price. It's going up. If you look at the base model of Peloton versus, I think Peloton is like the one that is comparable to the mixed one, it's $3,300 Canadian. So you want to get on that if you want a bike or if you know people that are looking for a bike, because they can use the code up until April 11th. So I think that was it. Marina said she's still looking for 2 more people for a room if anyone needs a roommate for Summit. And as we get closer, like I would first focus on getting your Summit ticket, especially at the discounted price. Usually what we do is we make like a Facebook group that's like a Summit Facebook group, and then people can bunk up, like room up in that Facebook group, like, oh, we need 1 more person, oh, we need 2 more people, those sorts of things. So I wouldn't panic too much about a room. Ashley's saying she needs a room, so Marina, she just commented down there, so maybe reach out to Ashley. And then if there's 1 more person, because honestly, you do not spend time in your room. You just sleep, shower, change, do your hair as quick as you can, makeup as quick as you can, and get out the door. Like, it's not like you're hanging out in there and chilling and relaxing. So you don't need, you need a place to put your stuff and a bed to sleep on, and that's about it. So, and hopefully relatively close to where everything is, because the farther you are, the more travel with 25,000 people there. Maybe it won't be 25,000 because people are still uncomfortable with, you know, the travel and COVID and what have you. So it might not be as high as in the past, but it's still a lot of people now like trying to get around a city, right? So, so yeah, those are my announcements. I was curious what your goal, a couple of goals for April would be. So, you know, what is your Success Club goal? What is your rank goal before the end of the month? And then what's your plan to execute said goal? Because I know, like Brittany, you mentioned you were working on creating your free group, right? So she has a plan to get some people into that group to then support them with some gut health information, the sample workout, and then get people signed up from that. So anyone else want to share? Or again, this is your time to ask questions. You've got the next 45 minutes of lots of people on here with many different experiences and tons of wisdom. So now's your chance to ask questions. Anyone want to go first? MJ.
I guess I'll go first. So yeah. I am trying to hit diamond by the 28th. So that means I need an emerald coach on my weak legs. So I got some work to do because I have one person still that I'm hopeful will decide that this is the month. She's been talking about it for a while now. The other one, I'm going to have to leave alone for a little bit. But that's all good. So it's possible. I'm going to try really hard. That'll make Maxine a 1-star, which is honestly almost more of my focus than anything else. So yeah, that's my goal. I'm planning to invite like crazy to this gut protocol group. And I want to try to hit Success Club 10 for the first time. I did 5 last month because I'll be honest with you guys, I don't know who else got this email, but Beachbody gave me 1 point in the month of March for signing 2 people up. So they helped me hit Success Club 5. So that's pretty cool. Just for the month of March. What was it? What's the month before? February, I hit Success Club 6. So I'm trying to do more, like 8, 10, you know, would be great. So that's my focus for April, and hitting diamond hopefully by the 28th and holding on to that until June. So I would love to go to Summit. I have a ticket. I'm just not allowed to fly yet. So we'll see if things change. Okay, so but yeah, I definitely want to be there.
Yeah, hopefully they do, right? So that's awesome. Thanks, MJ. Thank you for sharing. I love it. I love your plan. I know Max is really pushing hard too. So it's awesome. It's awesome to see everybody like work together. I don't know. I think that's one of the things I love so much about what we do is that you can always lean on someone. I also forgot to say a huge thank you to Melissa and MJ and Margot and Cindy for coming to the workout yesterday, because it was super duper fun and I got to teach some Zumba. I actually didn't know that I was going to teach Zumba the whole time. I thought it was going to be kind of like the last one where I did like 15 minutes and 15 minutes, but I was much happier in my element of just the Zumba. So so thank you for those of you that were able to make it. It was awesome. Anyone else want to go ahead and share their plan, their focus, their goals, how they're going to execute it, or ask some questions?
I can go. One goal I have is regaining my diamond and holding that for Summit. And then I would like to run another free group for the gut protocol again this month. And then also my goal is to run at least one coach sneak peek. I'm not sure what week I'm going to do that in, but planning on sitting down either today or tomorrow to plan out April as far as what I'm going to be doing every single week. So having different focus between 1 week inviting to the Fit Club, one other week doing the coach sneak peek, and then a free group as well. And then I know we were talking on the Level Up call that we want to run like another larger group for the gut protocol. So depending on, we're playing around with dates, whether we're going to wait until we're in week 2 now of this current group. But you know, pushing it out 2 weeks and having that be our next start date for a big crew to come in, or maybe even starting it earlier. So that's another focus for me this month as well. And then of course, Success Club.
That's awesome. Thanks, Marina. We do have the What is Coaching webinar next weekend, right? So it's on Saturday for those of you that want to invite people to it. It's Saturday morning. I think it's at 8, or we do the workout. It's either 7:30 or 8 that we start. I was pushing for a little bit of a later time just because weekends are the only time I get to not have an alarm on. Right? I know many people are in the same boat. So I think it was around 8, and then we were going to do the WTF is Coaching webinar right after. So it's a great opportunity for, like, what I've found is the people that I bring tend to stay for the webinar, and then you have a chance to talk to them about coaching in our community and things like that. So if you can get someone to come for the workout, would be really awesome. We will be doing the 4 weeks for everybody one. This month, I imagine next month's will be Fire and Flow sample workout because it comes out mid-May, right? So yeah, that would be my suggestion for sure, is hop onto the, if you can, hop onto the What is Coaching webinar next Saturday. Anyone else? Thanks for sharing, Marina. Debbie, I love when you all raise your hands. So polite.
I actually have a question.
Yeah.
For those of you who are already doing the gut protocol, because I was looking online, in Canada, we can't get the supplements. And I know they say you don't really need to take the supplements, but when everyone's looking at the before and afters and how things are happening for clients, how are you guys finding the progress is without those supplements?
You don't need those supplements. You need to get your own supplements. So yeah, so I can pop, Max made a couple of graphics. So we ordered ours through iherb.ca, but you can, I would recommend going with the Amazon route with the new ones that we found to get your digestive enzymes and your probiotics, because they need to have certain things in them, right? Like your probiotic needs to have like your protease, your lipase and amylase or something like that. And then the digestive enzyme needs to have a certain number of CFUs of bacillus coagulin, which isn't always in a digestive enzyme, right? So you definitely need the supplements, because otherwise you're only kind of half doing the program, right?
Yeah,
so
I saw that in the FAQs,
yeah.
It's like, you know, to get supplements that had certain things in them, but then that was going to be part two. The question was, were you guys able to find those? And
yes,
yeah.
Yeah, so it was in the beginning, like early, a few weeks, I think when it first launched, Max had found, like through our gut health chat group, like the ones that work, because Estelle takes them regularly. And so she had some, you know, information on what she was taking. And then we ended up finding some on Amazon that you can get delivered the next day. So yeah, so I'll put that in, hopefully remember to put it in the email. And if not, I'll pop it into the Freshman Free to Be chat so that you have that.
Perfect.
Yeah, because you definitely want to do that. Have those. That's awesome. Great question.
What is the group that you were talking about that everybody's in for that? Is it just on Facebook?
No, we have a gut health group, like WhatsApp chat.
Oh, okay.
Do you want me to add you to it?
Yes, please.
Okay. Yeah, we can definitely do that. So I'll pop you in there for sure.
And also for the bike, so like, can someone just buy the bike by itself, or do they have can they get the bike and the body membership together?
No,
or
it's
like
they have to get, yeah, they have to get the whole pack. So unless like they only want to do like the gut health bike rides, right? Like, which I think there's like 4 of them. So they're going to want more access to more of that. So they would get a total solution pack, and then try and have the body for 30 days. And then so what I did when I renewed in December is I bought my total solution pack for job one, plus added on the full year of body, because it was like, I think going to be $120 cheaper to go that route than it was to pay monthly. Some people may want to do that where they just pay for the full year of the body and then they don't have to do the monthly thing. Some people, that may not be in their budget. So especially with getting the bike. So then they can look at getting the renewing each month, right? Like the body membership.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So you don't need BOD for the gut health program, but you do need BOD for the bike.
Speaking of bikes, I ordered my bike and it said it was going to arrive at my facility on March 30th, but it's like still stuck. So I like contacted customer service and I haven't heard back from them. And I'm wondering if you or anyone else has had issues with that regarding the bike at all.
Is there no tracking on it? My bike was here in like 2 days or 3 days. So
yeah, it has tracking. It says it has yet to arrive at like the facility to schedule a date to like drop it off and set it up and stuff. So it's probably just like stuck somewhere. And it's kind of worrying me because I'm like, I'm going to start talking about the bike this week and I really want to get those promo codes out and stuff. But like, I want to get it set up and everything and, you know, show it and stuff, you know.
Yeah, no, for sure. They definitely do the setup for you. So you don't have to like worry about that. The only thing you have to do is hook it up to your Wi-Fi. Marina, did you have you had got the bike, right?
Yeah, I did have issues too. And I remember even contacting like a customer service representative with the mix side of things because Beachbody couldn't help once it's purchased from Mix Fitness. But yeah, it kind of leaves you in the dark, but they do use a third party for delivery. And so it comes in like a really sketchy, like rental truck. Like it looks like an old like U-Haul truck. And so it's just a third party. So it's possibly your bike is probably, they're just waiting for it to arrive at that third party shipping facility.
Yeah.
And then they will call you to contact. But yeah, the delivery and shipping it kind of leaves you in the dark, but that's normal, unfortunately.
Okay. Yeah, I figured as such, you know, like I'm sure I'm going to look more into it on Monday on a weekday and get all the deets and stuff. So, but yeah, just curious.
So it's so interesting because that's our normal experience in Canada. It's like when a package gets shipped to us, it's like, when is it going to come? Is it going to come in 4 days or is it going to come in 14 days? We have no idea. But the bike was like so fast. I ordered it on a Thursday and it was delivered on a Tuesday. Like it was just like boom, boom. So I don't know what they did right with the bike shipping in Canada, but the other shipping, not so much. And then Max and I were laughing because we have this company called Landmark Global that does our delivery of our packages, like the stuff that comes to us. And so when we looked at the supplements we ordered for the gut program, it was being delivered by Landmark Global. And so we started laughing and we were like, oh, maybe we'll get them in May. I don't know. So yeah, well, hopefully you get it soon. I would give them a call on Monday and see where it's at.
Yeah, definitely for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome. Congratulations on your bike.
Yeah, super excited. Like I said, I have that area all set up and all the things. I just need to get here, you know, so I can put it all together.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
You were talking about the 3 things for April to implement or start. One of them for me is kind of changing my mindset of how I approach the business, because like the vitals, of course. How I need to approach it for myself is I'm going to try saying like, okay, I'm going to, you know, try this as like a little science experiment. So you like that, if this will work for me today, instead of like, okay, this is exactly how I need to do it and what I need to do. So it doesn't like feel like this is the only way I need to do my vitals, you know, like I need to change the mind frame of how I say it, you know, and just kind of like more like intention with it instead of just like, okay, sit down, go do this, you know. Like So I'm just kind of reframing my mindset of how I look at things and how I view things. And then I'm focusing more on my PD, especially a lot of the sales aspect of it, of how I can reframe talking about things. And my goal is to at least get to Success Club 5, if anything. 10 is obviously the goal, but and then I want to at least lock in Emerald by the 28th, which is actually looking pretty promising. Talked to my friend Tiffany about that yesterday, so gonna get her all set up with that. But I just need to implement just a better mindset of how I approach things, so it doesn't seem so like like intimidate, not intimidating, but like, you know, I'm eager to jump and go with all the things, but it's just my framework, my mindset of how I approach a lot of it. But yeah.
So do you have like an idea of what you're gonna do then each month? Like, I get the whole framework thing, but honestly, I feel like so many of you overthink it, right? Like one of the coaches sent me a message the other day where she was like, yeah, I reach out to people and they're like, oh, I don't have that that motivation, or that, what did they say? How did she word it? And I said to her, because it's someone like me. So for me, because I love fitness and fitness is my sanity, right? I'm going to get people saying, well, I don't want it. Like, no, they're not going to relate to me because of how much I love working out, right? And how much it's a part of my thing. So all I get in return is, no, I don't have that determination. And the reason that people are saying that to her is because they're comparing themselves to her. And that's where you need to just own who you are. And that's when I would say to someone, you don't need to be a fitness freak like me. And I would try to make it funny in that sense of like, I know I'm the anomaly. I remember doing the survey when, like the poll where I was like, do you like to sweat? And everyone voted no, except for like me and Max. And I was like, oh, well, isn't that interesting? I'm the freak, right? So it's about making it like, just get out of your own way when it comes to that. There's no harm in sharing other people's stories and other people's experiences. So for example, to this particular person, I said, they're comparing themselves to you. You are a fitness freak. A, they don't want to work out like you do. And B, they're intimidated that they're going to be expected to work out like you do. And that's when you say, no, we're going to customize this so it works in a way for you. You want to commit to 2 workouts a week and improving your hydration? That's where we'll start, right? Like you need to own that part and just make it feel like a natural conversation. And this is where I kind of get like a little bit, I don't know if frustrated is the right word, but like I signed up, I think 9 people last month. I work full time. I teach Zumba. I'm a single mom of 3 kids. Don't overthink it. Just ask. Have the natural conversations with people, because when you have a natural conversation and it doesn't feel like I'm selling something, they're gonna join, right? Like it's that, and maybe they don't join this month, but then you follow up with them again next month or at 2 months, right? So it's, what's your plan to get out of your head, right? So the personal development will help for sure. 100% the personal development will help. But what is your plan on those conversations? Because I get far too many questions on what do I say to people when? I don't have templates anymore because they don't work. Don't send copy paste messages, because this is a journey where you are asking someone to change their life. You're not asking them to buy nail polish. You're not asking them to buy lip gloss. You're not asking them to buy candles. You're not asking them to do something on the surface. You are asking them to really look inside and to change their life. That's a huge commitment. And so there is no freaking cookie cutter answer that you can give to anyone. There isn't, because everyone is bringing something different to this journey. And you are the reason they're going to show up. Each one of you, because they're going to connect with you. So like Ashley, your people are going to connect with you. Melissa's people are going to connect with her. Deb's people are going to connect with her. They're not going to connect with me. right? So they're not supposed to connect with me. Of course, they're going to love the team of it all, but they weren't meant to connect with me, right? So I want to know what the plan is to get out of your head so you actually do those invites. Because if I can sign up 9 people in a month working full time, you guys can hit Success Club. It's just there's some disconnect in the execution there.
Yeah, 100%. Like my journey is not the same as anybody else's journey. Like, for example, I was so dead set on doing like the gut protocol, right? And I realized like like for me personally, like I'm not at that level where I feel like I can just do all that. Like I have to start like all over again, even just like with my containers, you know, and just kind of start small like that and just start integrating, working up to doing like the actual gut protocol program. And I was talking about that in my stories about how like we're all on different paths and we're all on different journeys. We're not all doing the same thing, you know. And I got a lot of people asking me more questions about that because they all thought like, oh, we're all doing the same thing. And it's like, no, we're not, you know, like we're just all in the same like life path of wellness, but we all have like different ways of getting there for us. And so just talking more about me and what I'm about and how I utilize the tools and resources that I have and how I help people do that has brought on more conversations and stuff like that. So
yeah, because it feels more natural, right? It's more your voice.
100%. Yeah. And owning those things of saying like, oh yeah, I was gonna do this, but I changed my mind because I feel like I'm more on, you know, this side of things. But I still talk about the new things that are happening. So for those that are interested, I do send that information and stuff. And it's just been real eye-opening and been like really fun. So just kind of being more real about what's going on with me and how I can help you and, you know, just showcasing more things. So
yeah. And really making it personal for you. So like you just mentioned about the containers, right? So you want to get back into, using them in a way that works for you. So maybe you do take the next couple of weeks and talk about how you're getting back to using those containers, right? So, and then people will be like, oh, okay. And then you add on another layer and then people will be able to relate to that. So Marina asked, do I have a structure of what I do pre-post work? I know it works differently for everyone, but I was just curious what you find works for you. So for the next 9 weeks, no, because I took on the VP role at my school. So I have to be there super early and I don't leave until like 4:30. So it's just going to be like flying by the seat of my pants and getting stuff in when I can. Normally what I do in the morning, because I have to leave an hour earlier and open up the school, which is why. So normally what I do in the morning is I do my workout, I do my journaling, I do some personal development, and then I reply to messages in the morning. So like before work, I would reply to all my Instagram messages and my Facebook messages. In the morning, send my happy birthdays, post my workout to my stories. And then at lunchtime, what I try to do is to do some connections where I would like scroll, and because I'm just eating, right? So I don't want to sit there and like be sending messages. I'm tired. I'm trying to regroup for my afternoon. So I don't have a ton of time. So I would do like finding followers, sending like, hey, thanks for the follow messages at lunchtime. And then after school, I would do my post, my invites. I tend to do follow-ups twice a week. So I try to do like a Tuesday and then on a Saturday. Because unless it's someone who I know for sure is like super close to getting signed up, then of course I'm going to look for their messages and follow up a little bit more. But just the way I use Google Streak and stuff, I tend to follow up twice a week. I aim for like 3 kind of reels a week and the rest posts, because I feel like what I post goes to Facebook, and I do get a lot of people on Facebook. I think just maybe my age and what have you with that. I know some people have way more success on Instagram. I think I have both. So it's just kind of like finding that happy medium of the two. And then I try to just track the things that I miss, which I usually miss recognition, which is one of those things that I need to work on for sure, because I like being recognized. So I know that other people do too. So yeah, I don't know. Does that help a little bit with?
Yeah, thank you so much. I just was
Okay.
curious. Of course, I'm sure you know I work full time too, but my schedule is different. And so I'm always playing around with like, when can I get things done? Or, trying to find the happy medium of when am I most tired in my day and how can I like put the business activities that don't take so much out of you during those times that you're tired. So I like the idea of replying to like messages in the morning too, because I feel like that is one place that I slack. Because of course, after a full day of work, you don't really want to reply to messages.
Yeah.
So yeah, that one too. I really like that. So thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, Margot, we cannot go through a call without hearing from you. I'm sorry. I didn't throw you under the bus. I didn't call you out right away. We must hear from Margot.
I don't know sometimes whether that's a good thing you want to hear or
It is a good thing.
She doesn't shut up, so I don't want to listen to her.
No, that's not what I think at all.
Well, first of all, I want to say, Tamara, that you are looking unreal these days. And I had such a great time on the trip with you. And even like yesterday's Zumba, for those who weren't there, maybe saw some photos or whatever, Tamara's just like, it's almost like everything is aligned or something. I can't explain it, but your nails even went with your sneakers.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
And you look amazing. Like seriously, I don't know. Yeah, you look amazing. So I just wanted to congratulate you on a great Zumba class, because all my group that I brought loved it, absolutely loved it. In fact, one of the girls, Sheena, is now saying, when is she coming to Cloverdale to do it? When is she coming to Cloverdale? And I said, okay, she does this for a living, like she gets paid to do this. Can't drag her out all the time. But anyway, if it's possible to come out to Cloverdale and do it.
Of course. When is your next Cloverdale one?
I think we were thinking third. No, it can't be the third, because maybe fourth week of April, because the third week of April is our Market Council Super Saturday.
So it would be like the 30th.
I guess. Yeah, around there.
Yeah, that's doable.
So if you could come out and do Zumba, I have now 45 people in my neighborhood group. And Devi, you got to come out, little lady, or don't make me drive over and pick you up and drag you over there, because it's a lot of fun.
I will definitely come out to the next one.
Okay. All right.
You know,
my person who I talked to and ended up joining a gym, I reached back out to her and said, so how's the gym going? Just checking in. And she says, well, I'm not going. I'm like, oh no, what happened? And she's like, well, I signed up. And then she's like, I threw out my back. I think I injured myself. I'm like, did you not get a trainer to tell you, how to do things or show you the moves? And she's like, well, no, it was going to be another $600. I couldn't afford that. So I'm like, okay. And then she's interested in coming out to, because she lives in Cloverdale. So she's interested in coming out to Cloverdale with me. And I told her I would tell her when the next one is, and I would come out with her and meet her there, and we can have a workout.
Okay, we'll put that down in your calendar for now.
Yes.
So we can get this done. And so Tamara, I just want to say congratulations, and and just so you all know, I don't know whether this was told on the last one too, I'm sure it was, but Tamara was on the stage in Punta Cana. Andy and I were in the pool filming the whole thing and trying to do the moves. It's harder to do in a pool.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of how it came about, is because Max said to me, there's Zumba at 4. And I was like, oh, I want to go to Zumba. So I went and asked the guy, and I was like, okay, where's the Zumba? And he's like, in the pool. And I was like, I don't want to dance in the pool. There's no dancing in the pool. Like, that's not, I said, I teach Zumba at home. I don't want to dance in the pool. He said, oh, you can go right here. And then the manager came and tracked me down. Hey, I hear you teach Zumba at home. And I was like, that's how the whole thing started. So,
and then she didn't stop dancing Zumba until the party that night. So
even the party that night, I didn't stop.
I know.
Even with my feet the way they were.
She literally had trainers that were there, like pro trainers, Beachbody
Margot,
trainers
you're making me blush.
that joined her on stage. Anyways, it was magical. It was very cool. And it was awesome to see you do it again yesterday. And you look amazing. So I just want to tell you that for one. And then the other couple of things, as far as Ashley, maybe some ideas anyways for helping to get people, when you can touch on a person's ego, and I mean that in a good way, not like sometimes the word ego can seem like you're conceited or all about yourself or whatever, but that's not necessarily the case. What I'm saying is a lot of people never hear how they could post a picture of their dog or something and you say, wow, that's so cool that you post a picture of your dog. I mean, this is really dumbing it down, but when you touch on their already abilities, like already what you see in them that they don't see themselves. So if your friend posted that she went for a long jog or whatever, and you go, holy cow, that's really good. You're inspiring me to get out and do stuff, blah, 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 blah. And when you sort of build up their ego, it's called edifying. I learned that myself a few years ago. It's a lot easier then to say, hey, you're already doing this. You're amazing at this. I'm watching you do this. Would you be open to maybe joining us on this, our little community, our journey? Because it's really hard for a person to say no to something when you've sort of built them up and you sincerely believe that they are good at whatever it is they're doing, or they're walking or they're jogging or whatever. And it's hard for them to say, oh no, they probably wouldn't do it. And then it's sort of just for me, I'm going to actually focus, just like Tamara said, I'm going to focus. I'm reading the 12-week year. That's a good book right now. And I'm going to focus on getting coaches. I'm just going to call and say, and that's another thing, voicing messages instead of typing them. That's another huge asset, I think, that we have, is we have the ability to explain what we're saying with our tone and say, you know what, I've been watching you. You've been jogging, you've been doing this, blah, 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 blah. Would you be open to hearing about either becoming a coach with me or hearing what that entails, or at least becoming a customer so that you can join our community and get to know what we do? You know, those two things are very non-confrontational and easier for a person to say, oh, I'm open to hearing about it anyway. And then the positive conversation can start. So those are just my two thoughts.
Absolutely.
No, I agree 100% because I've been implementing some of those things. When I see them post or in their stories, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's awesome. Like, I want to get out and do that or do this. And like, there's this girl, like, I've been watching her for years, you know, and she's just not, you know, quote unquote ready, but yet she opened a gym, right? She opened a gym. And I'm like, oh, cool. And I thought about like what you said before about like maybe offering like, hey, maybe you could offer the nutrition side of it for them, you know, and all this stuff. So I'm going to kind of talk to her about that. Like, hey, would you think about maybe doing this instead to help what you're already doing, you know, and to get more out of it? And so, yeah, just having a lot of eye-opening moments and a lot of stuff like that. So it's just further reaffirming things that like I'm already like on the process of getting there. And yeah, so I appreciate it so much.
To how you can, there's certain words that are good right now. Ecosystem. So we're building an ecosystem of like-minded people in health and wellness and fitness. Wellness is a big term, of course, too, but ecosystem, collaborate, those types of things. Instead of join me, you know, join my fit club, you know, maybe collaborate with us, join our, or maybe join, but be included in our ecosystem, or those types of words are a little bit more businessy like, and they're more today's words, or it seems to be anyways.
Very good point. I was going to say Margot was speaking to my ego in a very nice
I'm
way.
wondering if you'd like to sign up to be a coach, Tamara. I have room in my ecosystem. Michael, I'd like to collaborate with you and have you
work on our wellness goals together. Support other people on their wellness journeys too, right?
No, well, no, but it's true. What Tamara's,
Yeah.
Anyways, you looked amazing.
Thank you. Can we do a quick picture before people have to start signing off? It's clear. Can't see. Your faces. Anyone else? Thanks, Brandy. It was so awesome to get to hang out with you yesterday. Oh, there you are. Barbara is on. Sorry, one more. Ashley, come back with your cat. Thank you. It was so awesome to get to like hang out with you yesterday in your bright pink sweatshirt that I absolutely loved. I really want a steel sweatshirt that said adult-ish. That was the one I want. I was like, I need that because I'm kind of adult-ish. Right? Does anyone else want to share or ask any final questions before we sign off for today?
I will ask your opinion.
Yep.
Can I just ask your opinion on something?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I'm going to reach out to this lady that I've been talking to for quite a while about. She's already a PC, but not active right now. And we've talked about coaching several times. And I think I'm going to be totally honest with her and tell her that I'm trying to reach a goal this month, right? So I think that we have enough of a rapport together that I can do that. I don't know that I would do that with anyone or everyone. But I think for her, because it is a time is of the essence, she would have to sign 2 people up, right, and be emerald by the 28th. So I think that if I approach it with pure honesty and sincerity and all of that, I don't recommend necessarily doing that with somebody you don't know. But this is somebody that I do know, you know, relatively well, virtually anyways. So you think that's a good idea?
Absolutely do. I think the more transparent that we are with people, the more they just trust us, right? And like you can let her know that you don't need her to stay active forever and you don't need her to work the business forever, but that you're really pushing for this for yourself and to help out your team. And this is your goal for Summit, and you already see her doing the things. So it would mean a lot to you if she did that and became part of the team. And you never know, like she may fall in love with it, right? So it could be one of those things. I totally think when you know someone that way. So for example, like when I do get Shayna signed up, I'm just waiting for her to finish school because otherwise she's just going to have a complete mental breakdown. So I'm not pushing. But when I do sign her up, there's a couple of my friends that I'm going to reach out to and say, look, this is my goal. I'm pushing for this goal. So I'm building Shay's account. I'd really appreciate it if you could sign up as a preferred customer under her so that I can get to this whatever rank that I'm looking for. And because I know them, it's not going to be awkward to ask that.
Yeah, and I think people truly do want to help you too, because I reached out to somebody just for Success Club in February who was, you know, her bot had just renewed. And I said to her, hey, it just happens to coincide the timing. How do you feel? And she buys a bag of shake from me every once in a while because she loves Shakeology, right? But she's not doing it every month. So she said, I would do anything to help you, right? Or whatever. So I'm like, sweet. So if I wouldn't have asked, it wouldn't have happened. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
And she felt good that she did something to help me. So I think for all of us, keep that in mind, right? Like people do, you know, most people are good people, right? And they would want to help us if they know, but they have to know.
Exactly. For sure. I love that. Margot mentioned the voice message thing. So I always wait to send a voice message until someone is actually engaged in the conversation. But one of the cool things with voice messages when you use Facebook Messenger is if you don't say their name, you just like, or like, for example, I'm going to be following up with everyone that I put in the gut health free group, right? For this week is my plan to follow up with them. I'm going to send one voice message to one of those people, but then I'm going to forward that voice message to everyone else. You don't need to resend an individualized one in that sense. If it was something where like it was a specific question that they had, of course I can't forward, you know, a cookie cutter message to those people, but I can do that to like the people that I've already talked to that are already in that group that I want to follow up with. So it does save you time and it does make them feel a little more special. So because they're getting a voice message and they don't know that it was a forwarded voice message. So yeah. So just one tip there that I thought I would throw in before the end. Anyone else? Well, I would say then go plan your April. Talk about coaching, get people to come to the webinar on Saturday, even for the workout, and hopefully they'll stay for the webinar. Level Up call is on Tuesday, Angie's call and the Slay Squad call are tomorrow, as well as the National Wake Up call. So lots of good trainings coming your way. Have a wonderful week, everybody, and we'll hopefully see you at the What is Coaching webinar on Saturday morning. Okay. Bye.